Hello Dragon Wisps, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing day 12 of the Dragon Whisper ASMR Advent Calendar. Today's video is going to be a video review slash synopsis of a classic Christmas movie that I haven't seen in years that I recently found on Disney+, Ernest Saves Christmas. Now, for those of you that don't know, Ernest was a character portrayed by Jim Varney, who wasn't the brightest or the most resourceful or most popular or anything really, but he always managed to save the day after he destroyed everything. But like, he always had a new job too, like garbage truck operator, cab driver, which he was in Ernest Saves Christmas. You know, just various things. I think Ernest Goes to Jail, he was a custodian in a bank. But anyway, so like I said, I recently found it on Disney+. There was actually, I think there was a show too. I think it was called Hey Vern, It's Ernest. But yeah, I used to love watching Ernest movies and everything, and I'm honestly surprised I haven't, like, I got out of it as much as I did. But you know, like, I used to love watching Ernest Scared Stupid, but it terrified me as a kid. But anyway, moving right along. So, Ernest Saves Christmas is about Ernest saving Christmas. So as the movie starts, Ernest is driving driving a man to the airport, so he doesn't miss his flight. He ends up getting in one of his classic Ernest mishaps and gets chased around the airport as Santa Claus gets off a plane. Santa comes out of the airport, is looking for a ride. Ernest runs up, throws him right into the cab. All right, let's go. I'm a cab. Let's go. So, the whole premise behind it is Santa is in Orlando, Florida, looking for a replacement. He's been Santa for over 100 years. The magic is starting to fade, so he needs to pass the torch, as it were, to the next Santa. And he chose a man named Joe, who had recently lost a TV show that he had been on for years. And he was Joe was working in a children's mission, at the beginning of the movie, or volunteering. I don't know, that part was never really made clear. But then he gets an audition to act in a movie. So Santa's there trying to explain who he is and everything, trying to explain to Joe that he wants him to take over for him, but before he can, Joe needs to leave so he can go to the the audition. And Joe's agent, being, the stereotypical agent who cares about nothing but money, there we go, that's better, ends up sending Santa to jail, pretending that it's because he's a danger to other people, because he's crazy or anything, but he really just wants him out of the way because if Joe doesn't get the job, he doesn't get money. So Ernest and Santa ended up picking up a girl who was running from a restaurant because she was skipping out on her bill. Her name is Harmony Starr. Her real name's Pamela something. I don't remember the last name. And she's run away from home. So Ernest and Pamela end up getting Santa Claus out of jail because Ernest had Santa Claus's sack because it was left in his cab. Um, I'm sorry, this is bad. I'm all over the place right now in the movie. So the whole thing is Santa has until 7 o'clock Christmas Eve to hand over the reins to Joe. So Ernest is trying hard to help Santa get everything he needs together. Basically, you go take care of Joe. I'll take care of everything else. He's got Santa's sack, which Pamela ends up stealing, and she goes to skip town because it's Santa's sack. It's full of magic and everything, and she can just basically do whatever she wants. While Ernest is trying to go get Santa's reindeer, who were shipped to Orlando, and he has to get them to the children's mission where Santa is meeting Joe. I guess actually that's a pretty good summary of it. Overly, honestly, I love Ernest movies. It's a fantastic movie. It's definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it before. As far as how it's aged, it's actually not aged horribly. I mean, you can tell by the movie that Joe auditioned for that it's got really cheesy special effects, so it's definitely older. The movie was made in the 80s, so not a lot of the CG that we're used to these days, which actually, considering the lack of the CG, was actually pretty decent. Like the special effects they had. Yeah. So overall, I'd give Ernest Saves Christmas 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 dragon heads. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm actually planning to do more of these, more reviews, not just movies. I want to do games, I want to do books, I want to do all sorts of reviews, and I think that's going to be my rating system, dragon heads. Let me know below in the comment section below what you think of that. I like it, personally. Yeah, I only gave it 4 out of 5 because it is definitely an 80s movie. It had good humor for both kids and adults. The story that was good, the plot behind everything was good, but I felt it was a bit rushed. Like, at the beginning of the movie, everything's like just flowing slowly, but about like halfway through the movie, they get to a point where it's like, oh, we've actually got a lot of stuff we need to do now, so let's just speed it right up. If it weren't for that, like if they had been able to, because like in the 80s, all movies pretty much were like an hour and a half. If it was more than an hour and a half, you couldn't get people to sit through it. Except for Star Wars. But like the ending, like the end section, for example, they could have cut out a portion of the beginning or just extended it more, and the end section could have been much better, which I also understand is also because of budget, and the end is where all the really big stuff happened. But like either way, like if it hadn't been so rushed at the end, would have been 5 dragon heads. So yeah, there you have it. There's day 12, my synopsis, summary, and review of Ernest Saves Christmas, available on Disney Plus. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Go see it. Or just don't go see it, just see it. So, Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for day 13 of the Dragon Whisper ASMR Advent Calendar. Thank you for joining me, and as always, have a peaceful day. Bye.